I was to now go to, and I'm going to log out, it's Paul Johnson, and I'm going to log in as admin. So I'm going into our administration, and I'm going to go work with accounts. So work with accounts, what we're doing here is we're seamlessly working real time against your J.D. Edwards address book and who's who. And what we're doing here is, so real time, any changes to the address book. So if I was to, as an example, to go into a global enterprise, this is coming right out of J.D. Edwards. So, and there are no customers on the web store that have registered. So we're just natively reading this from J.D. Edwards. So if I was to go to, and this is 3001, if I was to go to J.D. Edwards, and that's Robert and Julie being picked up there. So, and this is important because we used to do synchronization with item fields and the address book, and it was messy. This is our new approach, and our approach is JDE should be the logic in your data. If you consider J.D. Edwards to be your central repository and the host of e-commerce, that's the way it should be. So if I come back here, and by the way, we can do auto register with Go Live. I can do an invite all. Let's just invite Julie. So I'm doing an invite. An invitation email has been sent. So I'm actually going to close out of the EASYCommerce session, and I'm coming in here to my email, and there is an email that was created inviting Julie to, register and be part of the new web storefront sales channel. So Julie would log in, create a all right, Julie is registered. Julie is now on the website, and we can see here it's account 1003. She doesn't have any payment profiles, but if she did, it would be coming from here. If there was multiple ship-tos, we could do, say, a change, and actually there is a D30 and M30, so we're enabling that, and that's a processing option for Julie. Like I said, if as an example, the customer master just had M30 as the default, you make a decision whether they can ship from against all. And by the way, that's now where you get into details of maybe line level freight pricing, because now if you're going to allow same item shipping from different locations, you've got to factor things like that, which we can do. That's all very, very easy for us. So from Julie's perspective, Julie can go into the departments, just like I showed a second ago, say a work down to the electrical sensors that I was doing, or search. And by the way, I was showing this grid. We have now a quick view right there. So you can have a quick view, and you can also drill down right into the item detail page. And you can have multiple images. And once again, this is marketing. So SKU specific is called cross-selling against that SKU. We can pick up that logic from the 4104 automatically, the item master cross-reference, or you can, a lot of people like to create it outside of J.D. Edwards in a database or in Excel. I can look here and I can see Julie based on 3001. Sure enough, there's an adjustment schedule reflecting quantity break. So if I order more than 200, it's going to pick that up. And by the way, everything you're seeing on the screen is controlled. I'm going to show that in admin. This is view adjustments. We're actually going into J.D. Edwards, and some companies want this for B2B. Show me, the advanced pricing logic, and for some companies, it's very, very much in depth. So let's do that. Let's add 200 of these to the shopping cart. And the pricing for $34 picked up because I hit that threshold on the adjustment schedule, advanced pricing. Here I can create a quote. So if I create a quote, I'm creating an SQ order type, and it's parked separately, and I could view it. You see down here we have work with quotes, separate than find and track orders. So it's stored as SQ, still picks up the sales order activity logic, it just parks it there. Sales quotes many times are for a process, so simply creating the quote, waiting for budget approval, coming in, and finalizing then that quote as a sales order, locking in the established quote pricing at that point in time, all the wonderful things that J.D. Edwards does. Let's go ahead and proceed to checkout. And with proceeding to checkout, once again, I can select that, put a PO number in here, such as Julie PO 123. I could do credit card or purchase order. I'll show credit card in just a second with the other user type, so I'll just go ahead and create another purchase order. So that order, 23289, this is the B2B, and going back to J.D. Edwards. What was it, 232? 89. And there is the detailed revisions. And here is the header level detail. We can see down here, ordered by Julie against 3001. So we're picking up all of that information. If I was to go back to our admin, and so let's do this. And by the way, I can, continue shopping. There's the order on our portal. Think of our portal as this veneer on top of J.D. Edwards, real time. And once again, the status, open. There was a shipping line here, but I can show you in admin. So maybe you want to do something as basic as just show open up to ship confirmation, or maybe you want to show things like pick and pack process. Those are all up to you. Those are all regulated in admin, but this is all real time coming from J.D. Edwards. And if I was to log out and go back to admin, now what we can see with global accounts, before it didn't have delete. Now there's a delete there. I could delete that profile, but if we look at account home, we can see, once again, picking this up, now we have a user on the system because I started out with an invite, went through the password, and now Julie is in. And a true go live, we automate this process, can filter. And by the way, what we're filtering here on who's who, we can do that too. Maybe you don't want everybody, so there's user type characteristics and who's who that we can filter by. But that's B2B. So here, thank you, Katie. This is important. So these proactive email notifications, and it's basic SMTP. So we create the order in J.D. Edwards, and using SMTP protocol, whatever your email is, whether it's Exchange Outlook or Gmail or whatever, but we can work against that. So these proactive emails that we create, 100% soft-coded. It would be your logo up here, whatever boilerplate. I can show you in admin where you simply select what fields do you want to show from the order header, what do you want to show in terms of the columns, totally customizable.